Hi, my name's LaDawn Malone, and I'm your principal. I wanted to start by being honest. This is not where we hope to be. With the district's override infinite initiative failing, we are now facing the loss of one teaching position and about $43,000 reduction in our Title I budget. That leaves us with a total of about $432,225 to support about 1,000 at risk students. As Odin and Picus 2020 remind us, school leaders must make strategic decisions about limited resources, and that's exactly what this situation is. We require thoughtful and not reactive action. I value each and every one of you and realize what you bring to our students, but this decision needs to be made, and we need to make sure that it is made on the behalf of our students and doing what is best for each one. Our decisions need to be data driven, and our data was clear. We have 21% of special education students in our school and about 11% ESL. We are also seeing achievement gaps in both math and reading. Because of that, we have to prioritize interventions that directly impact these students. As Darling Hammond 2010 emphasizes, equity is not just about equal funding, it's about redirecting resources that are needed most. This isn't a quick or easy decision. I grounded everything in our school's improvement plan, our enrollment, and our FTE data. I also made sure that this was not done in isolation. I worked with my leadership team and really listened because, in my experience, the best decisions come from hearing what people closest to the students have to say. Research from Leithwood et al. 2004 supports this. Strong leadership is collaborative and directly tied to the best student outcomes. Before making any cuts, I asked, what can we not afford to lose? Right now, 349 100 $349,149 of our Title I budget goes directly to personnel. This is 5 instructional staff, 7 classified staff. That tells you right away that people, not programs, are our biggest investment. According to Odin and Picus 2020, that's exactly where funding has the greatest impact on instruction. The classified staff are paraprofessionals in special education, also for the intervention classes of math and reading. These positions are of paramount importance. The 5 instructional teachers are working with our at-risk youth and are and those who are below grade level in reading and in math. Again, we cannot lose these positions, and there is agreement from all on this. Our priority is to keep the staffing that will best improve our students' outcomes. Our Title I funds are primarily being spent on staffing to support students who need it the most. Our special education students, our English language learners, and those who are below grade level or need additional support to stay on track. These funds are specifically allocated to meet the needs of those students, and we remain committed to use them in a way that provides meaningful, targeted support. No matter what the challenges, our priority will always be to do everything we can to help these students succeed. Before finalizing anything, we looked at every possible alternative: reassignment, restructuring. We asked if there were any teachers who wanted to retire or were moving so that we would have the least amount of effect on the teachers as well. In the end, the goal was to minimize the impact on the students while staying within the legal and contractual obligations. This reflects what Leithwood and et al. 2004 highlights. Leaders must balance organizational needs with student success. So here is what we decided to do. Losing a teaching position was one of the biggest blows. I've been in education long enough to know that every position represents a person and a relationship, so this decision was not taken lightly. We based this enrollment on class size, not preference or convenience. Everything we did followed district policy and was grounded in fairness and transparency. Decisions like this can't be personal. As Odin and Picus emphasize, ethical resource allocation is the key of responsibility of leaders. This and that guided every step of our process. At the same time, we were able to approach this in a way that minimized disruption to the students. We have a teacher retiring this year in the English department, which allowed us to make a strategic adjustment. We moved or will move our journalism teacher into that English position to maintain a strong core instruction. And as a result, we will have to temporarily eliminate the journalism elective until we have additional funds. One area that is very important in making sure that this change is effective is our data system. We need schools even more to closely monitor if these budget changes are impacting our students in real time. Data allows us to see what is actually working and where the students may be falling behind, especially in key areas like reading and math. For example, we can track students through assessments, intervention data, attendance, and even behavior trends. If we start to see gaps widening or students not responding to interventions, we can adjust quickly instead of waiting until the end of the year. That kind of responsiveness is critical, especially when resources are tight. Technology also helps us to make our support targeted and efficient. Programs that track students' growth, differentiate instruction, and support intervention help teachers meet students where they are without wasting valuable time or resources. It also ensures that we're using our staff in the most effective way possible. As Odin and Picus 2020 highlight, strong data systems are essential for making informed decisions about resource allocations and ensuring that funds are actually improving student outcomes. In a time where we have less to do more, timely data helps us stay focused on what matters most, our student success. And this allows us to adjust our approach if something is not working. In my over 15 years of teaching and being a principal, especially in tough IEP meetings, I've learned that people want to feel heard first. That has really shaped how I approach this situation and others like this. My focus is on clear communication, being present, and making sure that staff feel genuinely appreciated and supported. According to Leithwood et al. 2004, that kind of relational leadership is what helps schools move forward during tough times of change. But for me, that doesn't mean just saying this right now and giving you lip service. It means truly listening and allowing the staff to share and influence the decisions we make as we move forward as a school. This is not a one and done decision. This budget adjustment is just the starting point, not the end. We will continue to closely monitor student data, academic progress, intervention outcomes, attendance, and behavior to see how these changes are actually impacting our students. If we notice that certain groups of students are not making progress like we expect, we will rethink the intervention instruction and structure, provide additional supports to teachers, or whatever needs to be done. The goal is to stay responsive instead of waiting until problems become too big. This process also means regularly revisiting our decision as new data comes in. What works right now may need to be adjusted later, especially as students needs change throughout the year. Flexibility will be the key. Darling and Hammond 2010 emphasizes that sustainable school success comes from this kind of continuous improvement cycle where schools consistently use data to reflect, adjust, and improve. That's the approach we are committed to taking, even in the face of budget challenges, because our focus remains on making sure every student continues to move forward. At the end of the day, these were difficult decisions, but they had to be made. And we made sure we made them with the students at the center of everything. We stayed grounded in our mission, focused on equity, and made sure that we were doing what was right, even when it was hard. We prioritized clear, honest communication throughout the whole process. And because of that, I truly believe our students will continue to grow and thrive. Because no matter what the challenge we face, our responsibility remains the same to show up every day and do what's best for our students. Thank you very much.